We are now at Google I/O Extended Kuwait. How are you, Mr. Burhan?
Thank you very much. I had a really good time at Google I/O Extended. Let me just give you an idea of what Google I/O Extended is. Google I/O is the annual Google event that Google puts on as a thank you for their developers. At this event, which happens every year in California in the US, the developers are brought in to showcase the latest that Google has in store for them in terms of development APIs, technologies that Google has been working on, in order to give them a advance, let's say, help to develop their applications for the next version of technologies that Google will be creating. In Kuwait, we've been holding Google I/O Extended for 3 years now. This is our third year. Google I/O Extended is Google I/O's program for those communities that don't have their members go to the US because it's a limited amount of seats available there. GDG Kuwait has been putting up Google I/O Extended in order to help our developers get in touch with the latest technologies that Google has to offer so that we can help the developers be ready when the new devices come out.
الأخ برهان قاعد يتكلم عن الجوجل I/O Extended وإن احنا صار لنا 3 سنين سويناه، وجوجل I/O هدفه إنه يراوي الديفلوبرز شنو الأشياء الجديدة وشنو الأشياء اللي يقدرون يستخدمونها في تطوير البرامج الجديدة، وهذا الشيء كشكر من جوجل للديفلوبرز. واحنا هني جوجل احنا جوجل ديفلوبرز جروب قاعد نسوي هالشيء ان نساعد الناس اللي موجوده هني ونراويهم بالاشياء الجديده الموجوده يقدرون يستخدمونها. Tell me, Mr. Burhan, what do you see like what's the best thing you see in the keynote yesterday?
Google introduced a lot of new technologies. They introduced the new version of Android, which is codenamed Android L. It will be released later this year. Google made a good push into Android Wear, which is their application platform for wearable devices like the smart watches that you saw on stage. There was also a great push into Google for Autos, so you can have Google Android running in your car with navigation. In addition to that, Google also announced their new initiative for Google TV, which allows you to surf and search and watch for shows using your Android phone or device. For me, the most exciting development was Google Wear, which is the Android watch platform. It allows us to have a device that connects with all Google services running at all time. The watches are a lot more stylish as well. From Motorola, especially the Motorola 360 watch was really exciting. Something unique because it has a circular face. All the other watches have a flat face. From the developer side, Google announced amazing new APIs for their Google Cloud platform, which is their hosted application platform, especially allowing developers to debug their applications live as they're running and also enhance their overall development experience.
في هذا المؤتمر اندرويد جوجل طلعوا اندرويد ال اللي هو فيرجن جديد من اندرويد، والحين اندرويد في تقريبا كل الاجهزه اللي موجوده في السيارات، في الساعات، في النظاره هذه اللي موجوده هني، وكل هالاشياء تربط ببعض عشان تعطي اليوزر اكسبيرينس جديد. احسن شيء بالنسبه له او افضل شيء اللي هو شايفه اللي هو يبيه اللي هي ساعه موتورولا 360، وإن شاء الله you did pre-order it, right?
Yes, I have ordered it, so it should be coming in inshallah soon. It will be my Eid gift.
فإن شاء الله بالعيد بتوصل له بيستانس فيها. Do you have any more comments on the I/O?
I/O is a great event for anyone that's involved with Google, not just developers, to come in because Google always showcases the next consumer devices that are coming out. So we as GDG Kuwait, our event is open. It's free for everyone to come in, and we hope to see you at our next events.
يدعوكم برهان إلى الإيفنتس الجاية إن شاء الله من GDG Kuwait. What do you say for new entrepreneurs or developers like they are just starting?
First thing I would say is congratulations, because you have taken the first step into becoming an independent person. Entrepreneurship is a tough career choice, but it's very and extremely rewarding. And as an entrepreneur, we at GDG Kuwait would love to help you, providing you resources in terms of technical help with your applications, find out what's the latest in terms of APIs that can help you come to market earlier, especially when it comes to analytics, to track your applications, to find out what people are using. I would like to extend, on behalf of GDG Kuwait, an open invitation to any and all entrepreneurs. It doesn't matter what age you are. You don't have to be young or old. As long as you have the entrepreneurial spirit, you're welcome to come to our events, to come and sit and discuss. Let us know what challenges you face so we can help you out in terms of the technology that Google provides, the services that Google provides, and also in terms of the resources that are available in Kuwait for you.
يدعوكم إلى كل الإيفنتس اللي موجودة ومفتوحة حق كل الأعمار. و برهان, what is your social network? So we can follow
yes, we are on Twitter at GDG Kuwait. You can follow us on Instagram at GDG Kuwait as well, and we have our website gdgkuwait.com.
فGDG Kuwait, Instagram وتويتر والويب سايت. شكرا.
Hi, my question is regarding the usage of something like your accelerometer or your gyrometer, which there is an API for.
So the question is, what are the compelling reasons not to use these universal app generators, because they have become more enriched with some data?
Platform-related features that you might not see at a high level, but once you get into the nitty-gritty of each platform, you will find out there are things that are unique about each platform. And I can give you examples like simple things. Core image library in iOS. You can do magnificent things with it. And to do that on Android, you need special libraries. Animation is totally different between Android and iOS. The kind of animation effects that you can do in Android, it's designed for different screen sizes, and it's somehow similar to the web platform animation. But when you go to iOS, there are a lot of different features that you can utilize and show in your app for iOS development. So basically, each platform have very deep libraries. If you want to build up a unique application, I think it's very difficult to do that with code generator. If you want the minimal common features that are available, and mostly I would recommend HTML5 app. If you want to build up such a feature set, HTML5 will be more than perfect for you instead of using code generators.
Since I'm a web app developer, I'm very comfortable with using JavaScript and HTML. So there's not a lot of overhead using it. Why wouldn't someone like me use native apps? Or why would I choose to go with the native app route? If I build the application and the performance is not as good as I expected, like it's too slow, not very responsive, then I would take the effort and make the time to actually build it natively. If you are a native app developer, by all means stick to that. It's only when you want to actually capture the user base for the other platform where it actually makes sense to use universal builders. But sometimes you just know how to use them, and the application is this is the right choice for the type of application, and so you go ahead with it. So it's dependent. I cannot give you the answer. You have to know exactly what your parameters are, but these are the ones for us.
When every one of you, when you start making programs, you actually deal with developers. Okay, you didn't do it all by yourself, right?
I do it by myself.
Really? You just said that you had some problems and you had to go to ask a lot of people for like.
So the question is, ask the question.
Is there, like, for example, if you're going to deal with developers, aren't you going to be afraid they might steal the program or something like that? And not because it might get like very popular in the future or something like that.
So the question is, when you hire other developers to do your work for you, how do you make sure that they don't basically run away with your code?
Yeah.
This is the question.
If you have enough money to hire developers, and when you do, the way you usually do it is you sign a contract with them. And so it's not like a one-off freelance developer, someone who can hide the next day when he actually steals your code. But you talk to companies, big companies that hire developers, and you purchase either developer time or agree with them on the requirements, and whatever they produce is actually owned by you. So by the end of the project, they would give you all the assets that they've built, and you would own the intellectual property for everything is built. In case they do steal it, you can actually sue them. And this is only when you have the monetary resources. If you don't, I highly recommend that you learn to program. It's not a difficult thing. Instagram was built by somebody working in marketing. Flappy Bird was the same thing. I know a lot of people in the open source communities who are actually developers or even community managers that write code on a daily basis, code that companies like IBM, Google, and Facebook rely on, and they don't major in computer science.
My name is Abdullah Mir, and I was wondering, how do you step into the mobile developing world? Like, there's Code Academy, there's Treehouse, but they don't teach you as in-depth as web development and Ruby and Python. How do you learn?
Now you have a new language called Swift, and you have Objective-C. So I think you can choose one of them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can both.
You can work on both, or you can choose one of them. I recommend you to, Abdullah, also recommend to choose, you start with Swift and keep Objective-C there.
Does that answer your question?
One more thing. Get an idea of an app or a business or a startup, and then start building it. That way you will learn more, and you have the passion to do it, even if you don't know how to do it, because you want to achieve your goal.